The votes are in. You guys have picked my August TBR. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. How are we? I cannot believe that it is almost August. I cannot believe that we are almost in August and that I'm sitting here and doing my August TBR with you guys. This is insane. So this month I decided to do something a little bit different and I let you guys pick my TBR for this month, and it was actually so much fun. So the way that I did it was I picked a whole bunch of books and I split them into 2 per photo. I blanked them out and I put 1 emoji for every book that I thought sort of matched the book, even though I haven't read it. I am picking only books that are on my physical TBR because you guys know I am struggling to get through my physical TBR and we really need to work. Like, we have got to work to get through some of my physical TBR books. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, and you guys did such a good job of picking some really good books this month. So I have 7 books picked by you guys. And then I also have 4 books which are coming with me from my July TBR that I did not read. Awkward, I know. Anyways, let's ignore that. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys the 4 books that I will be bringing through to August with me. And you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to make these a priority, okay? I mean, I say that, let's see how we go. So these are the 4 books that I am bringing through with me. Alrighty, so book 1 is The Play by Elle Kennedy. Now this is the 4th? This is the 3rd book in the Briar You series. Now I've absolutely loved this series so far and I really wanted to get to this book in July, but it just didn't happen. It didn't happen for me, but you know what? We will get to it. I think that the size of it honestly threw me off, but I love hockey romances, you guys know, and I love this series, so I'm definitely going to be reading this in August, please. And the next one is Savor It by Tara Jewett. Now, I will tell you guys, I'm already 20% through this book. I'm 20% through and I kind of put it down because I wasn't loving it, and I feel like maybe it was my mood when I picked it up, which was why I wasn't loving it so much. But I will read this. I will finish this. It's not too long. Like, it's not too long at all. It's a small town romance and I'm already 20% through, so I will definitely be finishing this in August, okay? You guys need to keep me accountable this month. This is the month that you guys keep me accountable, all right? Now, the next one that I'm bringing through to August with me is Don't Let Me Down by Kelsey Ray. This is the 4th book in the Don't Let Me series. Yeah, this is the 4th book in the Don't Let Me series, and this is a hockey romance, and I've absolutely eaten up every single book in this series, and I actually love them. But again, it's the longest in the series, and I don't know why I picked this up, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick 2 of the longest hockey romance books ever, but I just decided, didn't I? But I'm really excited to read this, and I really think that it's going to be a good one. I think it'll be one of those ones that I wish I picked up sooner. And the last book that I am bringing with me from July is A Court of Wings and Ruin. Now, I'm 50% through in this book. I'm 50% through. You guys know that I binge read ACOTAR and A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the 2nd one, and this is the 3rd book. She's chunky. She's so chunky. Now I'm 50% through. Actually, I think I'm 56%. I'm close to 60%. And I kind of had to put it down because I felt like I was just underwhelmed. There was a lot going on in in the fantasy world sense, but I feel like I was underwhelmed because I was kind of sick of the characters. And by characters, I mean Farah. I feel like I will definitely get back to this, and you guys say that the end bit of this is where it's at and I will not be able to put it down, so I'm really excited to get to that point where I just can't put it down, but I really just needed a break from it. I needed a break from it. You guys know I'm not a fantasy reader, so for me to read 2 fantasy book, well, 2.5 fantasy books in 3 days was absolutely insane for me. But I will definitely, hopefully, be picking this up in August and finishing her off. Alrighty guys, this is where things get really, really fun, okay? So in my Discord, which I run, it's basically a massive book club, which I absolutely love. And if you want to join it, you have to subscribe through TikTok, but it is just like the best place on earth. And there are so many of you guys, and I decided to let my subscribers pick my TBR. Now this was really scary. Putting this into someone else's hand was really scary, but I actually had so much fun, and picking out all of the options here was so much fun. So let's start with the first pair of books that everyone could choose from. Okay, so on the screen you can see what I showed everyone else. So there are two books here. One of them has a dagger and one of them has a smiley sun face, and I was really interested to see what everyone was going to pick for this one. So obviously the dagger one was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I thought that that was really obvious. Like, I thought that was seriously so obvious to you guys. So that was the first one. And then the Sunflower Sun Happy Man was the True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. So I am really surprised by the result of this one, but you guys picked the True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. I was sure that you guys were going to pick Powerless. I was sure of it, but you know what? You surprised me. You guys surprised me. So this will be the first book on my TBR. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this. I know that it is a Hollywood romance. I'm assuming that they work together on the set of a Hollywood blockbuster or something, and then maybe they fall in love. I really don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I do love Christina Lauren's books that I have read so far, and I think that they are really good authors. So I'm really excited to sort of read more of their books. So yes, I'm really excited for this one. So the next one I'm going to pop up on the screen here, we have two book options again, and these two books were both emotional damage books, but no one knew. No one knew. And this could have gone any way. I feel like either way you guys would have picked a good book, and I'm really excited to read either of them. So the blue love heart is The Wrong Heart by Jennifer Hartman. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I was so excited to read it. And it's just been on my TBR for a really long time. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that it's like very plot twisty. You won't be able to put it down. There's a bit of emotional damage in there as well, which I'm really interested in. And one of my best friends, she recommended this book to me and said that she absolutely loved it. So I bought it, and I haven't read it since, of course. And the second book is Beyond the Roses by Monica James. Now, this is absolutely stunning. You can't tell me that this cover isn't just like blowing your mind, because it's blowing my mind. Apparently this is super emotional damage, and I've had this for a while and I haven't read it, and you know what? I'm gonna get to it. I really want to, because the cover is stunning. I know nothing about it, and I actually really want to go into emotional damage books blind. So I don't know anything about it, and I'm not going to tell you guys until obviously if I read it this month. But the winner by a long shot was Beyond the Roses. So I'm really excited to read this one this month. I think you guys picked so well, and you guys just know me, and I knew that you guys were going to pick the rose. I feel like I just knew you guys were going to go, oh, rose, what is that? But I'm so excited for this one. So let's add it to the TBR. Alrighty, the next picture, which I can show you here, this one was really interesting. I really thought that you guys were going to go one way, and you just like went the other way completely. But you guys are surprising me. You guys are really surprising me. So the novel emoji is obviously a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Now, I read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good. It was one of those books that seriously surprised me. So I picked this up because this is one of her new releases, and I was like, I think that this will be so much fun. I think that this will be a really good read. So I popped it on this little TBR challenge, and this was the first one. And then the second one was The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. Now, this was the hockey stick emoji. I thought you guys were gonna go for the hockey stick. I thought you guys were gonna go hockey through and through, but you surprised me with a novel love story. So this one's going onto my TBR. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. I have seen some mixed reviews on it, if I'm being honest, but I'm really excited to dive into it and see what I think now that Ashley Poston is like a new to me author. So the next two books in this challenge, which I'll show you, the little photo here. These could have gone either way as well. I feel like I picked really similar books in this section because I wanted to see what you guys had to say, what you guys were thinking. So the little plane is Vacation Wars by Megan Quinn. I picked this up when I went to a local bookstore and they were selling this and I was like, oh my god, I love Megan Quinn. I'm gonna get this book. I feel like it will be really, really good for summer. I know we're in winter at the moment, but some of you guys are in summer. Like most of you are on the other side of the world and you're in the summertime. So this was the plane flight. And the little smiley happy face is of course Happy Place by Emily Henry. Now I've had this book on my TBR for so long, guys. I've had it on there for so long. You know, I picked this up when it came out and I got too scared to read it because people were saying that it wasn't great. People were saying that it was sad instead of happy and they were really confused. But I have put this on my TBR selection because it is time that I read this. It's time that I read some more Emily Henry. I read Funny Story last month in July and I didn't love it. I didn't. I know that's really surprising, but I'm hoping that Happy Place is a little bit different and that I can really enjoy this one. So I picked two like summer reads for this section and the winner by a bit is Vacation Wars by Megan Quinn. Now I'm so excited to read this. I'm so excited. Megan Quinn can do absolutely no wrong by me. She can do no wrong. And I know nothing about this book. All it says is falling in love is no vacation. Okay, say less. So I'm really excited to add this one to my TBR for this month. This one was so hard to watch the votes for because I picked two books that I am so excited to read and I was so scared. I was so scared to see who would win and it was really hard for me to pick like emojis for these ones as well. But I had to, of course I had to. So the book with the crown is Forbidden King by Laura Pavlov. Now this is the newest release in the Magnolia Falls series. I know there are still more coming out, but I am so excited to read this. I love the Magnolia Falls series. I love Laura's writing. I think she can do absolutely no wrong. She is one of my auto-buy authors. So I'm really excited to get to this one. So this was the crown emoji and then the like palm tree, I don't know what you'd call it, like a palm tree island emoji was On the Shore by obviously Laura as well. This is the Cottonwood Cove series. This is book 3, I believe. I read book 2 last month and I loved it. I loved it. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to read this series because it's just perfection. Like it's chef's kiss. So this was the little palm tree emoji and I was honestly so scared to see which one you guys would pick because obviously I want to read them both and I don't think I want to read either of them more than each other, so I was really just leaving this up to you guys. But you guys picked On the Shore, which I'm so excited to read. I think you guys picked really well, but you know what, you could have picked either of them and I would have said you picked really well. So I'm so excited. This is small town, this is NFL, that's all I know. That's all I know. Hot-headed reporter and an NFL player. So absolutely say less. I can't wait. I can't wait to read this. I've heard so many good things. The next one is like so random. This one is so super random, but I wanted to read both of these books and I couldn't think of emojis for either of them, to be completely honest. So we have the first one, which is Life Too Short. This is the love letter emoji, the little love letter one. God, I'm so excited for this one. I love Abby Jimenez. I think that she is just a phenomenal writer. Every book that I've read of hers is amazing and I think this is one off her backlist. I found this in Dimmicks and I know nothing about it. It's a rom-com. The girl quits her job and she gains millions of followers on YouTube. Interesting. I'm very excited to read this and I really hope this one's picked because the second one is Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Now you guys know I read Addicted to You, which is the first book in the Addicted series, and I didn't love it, but I've been sitting on this book for so long. I think I'm like 2% into it and it's like this big. Like, it's the smallest in the series, and apparently as you read them and you continue the series, it gets better and better. So I am putting this in your hands because I think at some point I will need to read Ricochet, like urgently, because girl, I've been sitting on this series for way too long. And the winner is Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. You guys, you know me. You know me so well. You picked right here. This is one where you picked right. All of the other ones, I'm like, whatever you pick, I'll be happy nonetheless. But you picked right. You did it. You did this for me. And last but certainly not least, we have this picture here. So we have two options. I have a little kissy face and I have a little football. I'm sure you can figure out what the football is. But the kissy face may have been, I did this a bit strategically. Like, it's very, if you know the book, then it makes sense. But I really thought that this was gonna go a different way, because when you guys find out the book selections, you are gonna be like, you'll cry. You'll probably cry. So the football one is Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy. This is obviously a football romance. You can tell, I use the emoji, you can tell on the cover, like, you guys just, you know. This is a football romance, hence why I use this emoji. I know nothing about this, but I have these books in this series and I want to start it. I want to read some Monica Murphy books, and I think that this is a good place to start. And the kissing emoji is 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. You guys, now that you know this, I think that a lot of you are going to vote differently, because I know that a lot of you have wanted me to read this book, but this one didn't win. It didn't win, so you know what? It's going back on my TBR. It's going back on my physical TBR, and we are reading Playing Hard to Get. I'm sorry. I can just imagine all of you guys sitting at home right now and going, I voted for the wrong one. I voted for the wrong one. But you know what? I will read this one day, I promise you. Maybe next month. Maybe next month. I am thinking that all of the books that did not make it through this round will go into my TBR for next month, or they will go on my extended TBR. So if I end up finishing my TBR, which it sounds absolutely ridiculous and I don't think that's going to happen, but if I end up finishing my monthly TBR, at least I can go and pull some of those books out, because you guys know me. I'm a mood reader. I cannot plan to save my life. I love to just pick and choose books as I am feeling them, but that's why I chose such like a variety of books this month, so that I can try and read them all and just go based on my mood, because I think you guys know me better than I know myself, and I think you guys have picked such a good TBR. So let's go through them. So this is our monthly TBR that you guys picked. You guys picked this. This is all you. I'm so excited. You guys did such a good job, and I can't wait to read these books. So thank you so much. And of course we have the books that I am bringing forward with me from July, which, you know what, it happens to the best of us, but I will try my best to get through this TBR, because we have 11 books here, and 11 books seems doable. And then I have some room to just read some other like new releases or ARC copies or anything like that. So I think we've done really, really well. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and picking my TBR with me. I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want you guys to comment what book you are most excited for me to read from this TBR. I am just so excited to smash out my physical TBR with you guys. Alrighty guys, bye.